Alright, you guys, so we're back and we are making handles now for our coil pot. And what I've done is I've taken any kind of straight edge that you have and I'm setting it here on this pot, making sure it's in the center. And then with a rubber tip tool, I've drawn marks for myself on both sides so that I can center this evenly across. I have my slab over here that I rolled out previously, and it's been drying for a little while because I don't want it to be super soft. I want to try and match my moisture level for sure. And I chose first this scalloped cookie cutter. I cut it, and then basically all I did was I took my knife and I cut it in half. When I cut it, I realized it was too big when I put it onto my rim here, so I decided to cut a little bit more of it, and that's what I have here now. There's lots of different ways that you can make handles. You can take your thickness strip. Let me slide this over just a little. I can take my thickness strip and use it for a guide. Some people have made their handles twists. You just want them strong enough to hold up your pot, and also you have to make sure that the size is appropriate for the size of your pot. So here's a little strap. You can also make strap handles that look like this. This is a little on the big side, so I'm going to cut this down as well. Make sure you smooth your edges. You can have your handle come up. If you like this. You can see it right there on the side view. You can have your handles come out like this. I think I might use this kind of handle. Actually, I changed my mind because I was going to use the round handle, but I think I'm going to use this kind of handle. So I'm going to cut another one, and then I'll change the side view of my camera so you guys can see what's happening. But I've had kids get very creative with their handles previously. You want to make sure you don't use anything with any sharp edges, so don't use a star cookie cutter because the edges are too sharp. That's definitely one that's not a good idea to use. I'm basically just setting one on top of the other. I chose the length that I wanted, and I'm cutting. If you guys want to know the size of this, for my size pot that I have here, this is 5.5 inches long. I'm going to take my water and I'm going to smooth the edges before I even attach. And you want to smooth the top and the bottom. Don't forget the bottom. You can use your fingers, you can use your sponge, however it's easiest for you. All right. And then I'm going to do a little scoring, so I'm going to find the edges. Take this guy, and I'm just folding it like this. Having it sit for a minute, and then I'm going to take the back, you want to make sure you have a very good connection on your handles for obvious purposes, right? Alright, so this is going to go right here. And I'm going to spread it out just a little bit and push down. I have pushed down just enough to make a little mark for myself so I know where to score. And I'm going to add my slip. And attach. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Alright. And then I'm going to use my straight edge again. Set it down across my pot. Because I want to get this really even. It looks pretty bad when it's not even, so take the time, you guys. I'm going to score this again. Not only do I want to get it lined up, but I also want to get the height. So I'm coming down low and I'm looking. And it looks like it's a little on the high side, so I'm going to take this off first and I'm going to score the pot itself. A little water, slip. I do have a level if you guys want to use that. I'm just pushing it down a tiny bit because I feel like it's a little too tall. And I for sure want to get both sides even. And I'm going to take my finger and just kind of smooth, or maybe even a sponge, support this handle and really smooth those edges. I don't want them drying super sharp. Okay, very carefully take this straight edge out. And then I'm going to go around, so maybe what I should do is switch cameras. 1 second here. I want you to see this edge because it's so important that A, you're lined up straight, and B, the height is good as well. So there's where we're at right now. And you see, I really made sure that this height, yeah, that's pretty good. And then I'm just smoothing a little. I'm going to take my slip brush and I'm going to make sure that these connections are secured by running a slip brush around and on the inside as well. Okay, so there's one side, coming over to the next side. I can do a little decorative, detail on these handles, which I'm going to do in just a minute. You can also, if you wanted to, you could put a support coil on these, but I don't think that they're really in need of that. All right. Almost there. The back side of these handles is very important to make sure that they're secured. They're really pushed up against the pot. And then I think I'm just going to take the back of this rubber tip tool. And just for decorative purposes, I'm going to put little circular marks on there. I think that looks very nice. I see a little part here that needs to be smoothed. And here. I also just want to make sure I'm secured in there, closed up. Okay, and then the other side. Same little decorative spot, little mark. There we go. And this is finished. We are done. This has to dry very, very slowly, as all our ceramic work does, and so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a weight bag in it, first of all, just to keep that base part nice and flat. And then I'm going to put a loose piece of plastic, because this is finished, so I don't want to wrap it, and I'm just going to put a loose piece of plastic over the top, and it's going to sit like that and dry for probably a couple of weeks, nice and slow. I'm going to check it every day just to make sure it is drying evenly, and that's that. You have to be extremely careful with these handles because they are very fragile, and if you find that they are not supporting themselves, you can help support them by putting a little foam or a sponge like that to support. All right, that's it. We are finished.